All right, guys. So the answer key for the first part of our Chapter 3 study guide is here in your OneNote. I'm going to go ahead and record the video as promised, just going through some major thoughts here and things to remember, okay? So Section 1 was all about writing equations in slope-intercept form. You know slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So for number 1, it says write the equation of a line that has a slope of 4 and goes through 0, 5. Remember, we talked in the beginning of chapter 3 about anytime you have 0 and then a number, that is going to be on my y-intercept. So if I were to graph 0, 5, I know that that point is up here, right? So that means that's a freebie, right? It's a free y-intercept. It's a free b in the y equals mx plus b. So I got 4x plus 5. Okay, number 2 says that we have a line with a slope of negative 2/5 that goes through the origin. Okay, 0, 0 is a freebie, that's the origin. So I know y is equal to negative 2/5 x. Remember, that's a proportional line. Well, not really, because it doesn't go up, it goes down, but it goes through the origin. So we can write it as y equals negative 2/5 x. Number 3 says write the equation of a line that has a slope of negative 1 that goes to the point 0, negative 6. Again, that's going to be my freebie in this situation. So I get y equals negative 1x minus 6. If you left this as y equals negative x minus 6, that would work as well. Number 4 says write the equation of a line for the graph. So what I did is I broke this down for you guys, right? I wanted you to identify your slope and your y-intercept before you plug it into the equation. So I found the y-intercept to be at negative 3, and my slope's going down. So I made my right triangle, and I saw it was going down 4 to the right 2. So negative 4 over 2, which can simplify to negative 2 over 1. So I got y equals negative 2x minus 3. All right. Number 5 had a y-intercept of 1. I saw it was going up 1 over 2. So you should get y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Number 6 was an undefined slope. I've had a few of you guys say, Ms. Swiderski, can I just write undefined slope? Yeah, that's awesome that you see that. But I also want you guys to think about this chart, right? We talked about the chart and how you could go in and plug in points to figure out if it's an x equals or a y equals. So I went in, found random points on my line, and identified those points. So I saw this was 1, 1. I saw 1 point at 1, 5. I saw 1 point at 1, negative 5. So I see what's being consistent here is my x values, which means all day, every day, x equals 1. Okay. Number 7 is when things got to the next level. Okay. I put a star next to 0, 4 because when you're looking to find your y-intercept, you always want to see if there's a freebie in there. Okay. This week in 3-1E, we're going to be talking about, okay, what if I have to find the slope from points, but there isn't a freebie? And it's going to require a little extra work. But luckily for this one, there is a freebie. It's 0, 4. So you're going to remember in chapter 2, we talked about finding the change in y over the change in x. So my y's are going up by 2, my x's are going up by 1. So that means my slope is 2 over 1 or 2. And 0, 4, 4 is my freebie. So I went in and I wrote my equation as y equals 2x plus 4. Now, some of you guys might be seeing another pattern. Some of you might be saying, okay, well, Mr. Dursky, what if I chose 2 different points? What if I chose 0 to 3 and 4 to 10? Because those are corresponding ordered pairs. So from 4 to 10, I saw that I was going up 6. And from 0 to 3, I was going up 3. If I get 6 divided by 3, I get 2. Is that okay too? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Number 8 also was a freebie. There was a negative 2 as my y-intercept. So I went in and plugged that in. Okay, I looked for my change in y over my change in x. So I covered up my x's and I looked at my y. I saw my y's were going down by 1 each time. So I put minus 1 for y. And then my x's were going up by 1. So I put plus 1. So that means my slope, you can see my y over x is negative 1 over 1 or negative 1. So my equation then must be y equals negative 1x plus 1. Okay. Number 9 says you start off the year with $500 in your account. You want to save $50 per month for your cruise to the Bahamas. Write an equation for your savings with y's total amount saved and x the total number of months. So you should get y equals 50x plus 500. And the reason why is because I know $500 is what you started with. That's your starting point on your y-axis, right? And then it says $50 per month, which means something's being multiplied there. That per is a key sign of, hey, this is going to be my slope. So I got y equals 50x plus 500. Okay. The next one says my phone plan costs $45 per month plus a $15 per gig of data. Write an equation for my monthly phone plan with y being the total cost and x the number of gigs. So I know y would be 15x plus 45. Again, I always think in my head, okay, what's staying the same no matter what? No matter what, your bill is $45 per month. So that's going to stay there. But then it's $15 per gig of data. So it says here that X is going to be the number of gigs of data. So they kind of give you the idea of what your slope would be. Okay. Down below, graphing. Number 2, for section 2, here's what I got. My slope for the first one was -3. Y-intercept is 2. For the number 3 was proportional, went through the origin. Okay, number 2 started at 6 and my y-intercept, I went up 1/5. All right, and then for 4, you should have a undefined slope at 5. All right. Second half, over here, you had to put it in slope-intercept form first. All these equations on this page were not in slope-intercept, so you had to get y by itself. So I started with number 5 by subtracting x. I got y equals -x plus 4. So my y-intercept started at 4. I went down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1. For number 7, I subtracted 3x on both sides. Remember, you cannot combine 12 and -3x because they don't have like terms. So I then got 2y equals -3x plus 12. I divided both sides by 2, and I got y equals -3/2 x plus 6, which tells me my slope is -3/2. My y-intercept is 6. Okay. Number 6, I subtracted x on both sides, so I got -y equals -x plus 3. I don't want negative y, I want positive y, so you have to divide everything in there by -1. So I got y equals 1x minus 3. So I started my y-intercept at -3, went up 1/1, up 1/1, and up 1/1. Number 8, subtracted 5x on both sides, so you should get y equals -5x minus 2. So it tells me a y-intercept at -2, and then I have a slope of -5, so you go down 5 to the right 1. This was my y-intercept, all right? Only other thing that'll be on your test is going to be the stuff that we went over in 3.1D. Beginning of class on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have a bell ringer worksheet of practicing plugging in numbers where you have to find your B value. All right, so again, if you need help, feel free to come in during office hours or study hall. I'm also available. So this Tuesday, I'm getting my COVID shot when you guys have study hall, but I'm also available before school. I sent out those emails reminding you that I needed to know if you were coming in so I knew how many people to expect in the classroom. At 8 a.m. we'll have study sessions on Mondays and Tuesday, all right? Or sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday. So just shoot me an email if you need me. Keep up the great work. As always, let me know how I can help.